Good morning, guys. Today is Friday, August 9th, and I have a work from home day. And you guys, it's been an awesome week, a crazy week, and I have a lot to finish up and get done today. So if you guys have been following my channel, then you know Jacob and I are now starting to look for a house. We've been diligently saving for a down payment, have our emergency fund, we're debt free, and so we are ready to buy a house. So yesterday we actually went to look at a house, and it was in the area that we wanted to be in the suburbs of Portland, and it's a little bit over our budget, but looking at the cost of everything, having it just like a little bit over budget doesn't make the monthly payment a whole lot more. And so for me, I'd rather spend an extra $50, $60 a month to get the house that we truly want rather than settle for something that we're not really interested in. Our budget has been $400,000, but a lot of the houses that we've seen in the area that are $400,000 are just like nasty, quite honestly, and need a lot of work. And so this house is just a little bit more than that, and it's going to be like it wouldn't have anything that we'd have to do to it if we did buy it. So I think that kind of all just evens out and makes it a little bit easier. So we went and saw the house yesterday. We were there for like an hour. We're working with the realtor, and it was like everything we could have wanted. I mean, there's a couple like, you know, cons to it, but I think that like the pros for the house totally outweigh the cons. Jacob's biggest thing was he wanted a 2-car garage, and like that was a necessity, like a non-negotiable. And the garage, we were concerned might be a little small, but then when we got there, the garage was actually very great size, like enough room that we could fit both of our cars in there and have like a workbench and put in a fridge and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to say I'm excited about it, but we are planning on putting in an offer today. At 3 o'clock we have a meeting with our realtor, and today at 1:30 we're meeting with our mortgage lender, which we already have been pre-qualified, so we need to walk through a few more steps of that. But we are on our way to putting in an offer for this house. It's an exciting day. I need to sit down and write up a letter to give to the seller more about Jacob and I, and our realtor said that we should include like our financial story in there, that people would be like encouraged by hearing about how diligent we've been with our finances. So I'm planning on writing up a little letter for that, and then we're going to meet them later today. So exciting stuff. That being said, I haven't gotten done as much as I need to for my business this week because I've been focused on like house stuff, so I need to also take today and sit down and get a lot of work done. Hey guys, it's a bit later now. It is actually 2:45, so we've been busy. I've been working away and trying to get a few videos filmed and ready to go, and we've also received the like pre-approval documents of just like everything that we need to fill out and all the things that we need to send their way to do the pre-approval. So I've been sitting here trying to find all of our statements for things to get submitted. We also went and talked to our mortgage lender today. We had a meeting at 1:30, so Jacob came home from work a little bit early. As you guys know, I don't work on Fridays. I work Monday through Thursday, but Jacob works on Fridays, so he came home a little bit early. We went to a meeting with the mortgage lender, and in about like 15-20 minutes we're going to leave to go make the offer on the house. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but it would just be really awesome. We heard from our realtor that there are 2 more interested parties, and so she's a little bit more nervous about, you know, making sure that we get the house. So we may have to do just a little bit more than what we were initially planning, but for our loan and like the interest rate that we have and everything, for every $5,000 more that you have on the loan, it costs $25 more a month. So it's really not that much more in the grand scheme of things, but I just don't want it to keep creeping up. I don't want to be cautious of that. So that is what we've been up to. I've just been a little like stressed and maybe just a little uneasy all day. So, and we haven't even had the offer in, so I'm sure I will be all day tomorrow as we wait to hear back. But yeah, so we're going to do that, and then I think we're going to go to dinner afterwards, go out to dinner. So it'll be a fun little evening date night after we submit our offer. Hey guys, it is much later now. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I look a mess, my gosh. Everything today did not go as planned. We showed up to meet our realtor to draft up the offer, and we had met with the mortgage guy earlier in the day, and he kind of walked us through like all of the closing costs, which he had sent us beforehand, so we knew what it would be about, and it was looking to be about $7,000 in closing costs, and so we were hoping to offer $425 for the house and then with a $5,000 credit for closing costs. But we had asked him when we sat down to do the mortgage stuff today about prepaid taxes, and so I'm not sure if this is everywhere or just in Oregon, but for Oregon, taxes are due in November, and I don't know, it's kind of confusing. It totally depends on the time of year as to how much you have to pay in prepaid taxes. But for us, the taxes on the house that we were looking at was about $5,200 for the year. And we had asked him about that, and he was like, oh yeah, like you're gonna have to pay for those, but you're going to get like a great credit back from those taxes from the seller. Anyway, prepaid taxes are very confusing. All that to be said, he made it kind of sound like it was just going to be a wash, and so we weren't concerned about it. We're like, okay, so we still assumed $7,000 for closing costs, but we were hoping to ask for $5,000 back for closing costs. So we went in to sit down with our realtor to draft up the offer, and as we were drafting it up, we talked about the prepaid taxes, and I kind of asked her if she could help clarify that of everything, and she basically said, oh yeah, no, you'll need to pay like the $5,200 up front. And so I get out like the breakdown that the mortgage guy had for us, which showed $7,000, and so it was really, that showed $7,000 for everything total, and it showed like $1,500 of that would be for prepaid taxes. So it was just really confusing. All that to be said, we realized that is going to cost us an extra $5,000 to close, and in that moment, like, our budget for this house, like, we wanted to spend $400, but this house was listed for $420, but there were additional offers, so we were going to go up to $425. And so with that, and with like the fact that we just didn't have cash on hand, like, we sat there at the table with her, and I knew how much money we had in the bank, and I was like, we have $33,000, and so trying to like look at all the other costs that we'd have to do just to close, it was like our emergency fund would be dwindled down to like $3,000, and that would be before any other sort of other moving costs, which I know there's going to be some. Anyway, it was very overwhelming. She was super kind. She's like, why don't you guys think about this? I'll take a step back. And so Jacob and I talked, and we just knew that it wasn't the right thing for our finances. As much as we like wanted that house, we knew that it wasn't going to be the right thing for us financially to completely drain almost our entire savings. Like, was so stressful. And so she like came back to our table, and I was literally crying, and she was like, she super sweet. It was like, please don't worry about it, like, it's it's totally fine, and we're gonna find the place when it's time. So we are now going back. I don't know why I'm gonna cry about it again, but we know that we need to save more money, and we honestly need to save another like $20,000 so that we feel confident in our emergency fund. So we have like a full emergency fund of like $22,000. That's my goal, and also to then have money left for closing costs and the down payment and all those sorts of things. So it's going to be some time until we buy a house, and it's unfortunate, but we learned our lesson today that buying a house is just really expensive, and we did not have it all lined up like we thought we did. We thought we were more ready than what we were, which is a bummer. So I don't know when we're going to be buying a house, but we need to be saving more. Our lease ends end of October, and I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to renew for another year. I have no clue what we're going to do in the next month. We have to make a decision in the next month. And I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I'm also honestly just kind of mad, and I don't want to sound like woe is me, and I know that like the frustration that I'm feeling is totally like a first world problem, and is like a privileged concern to have, you know. But I'm just frustrated because I feel like we've been so diligent in our finances. In the last 4 years we've been married, we've paid off $87,000 of student loan debt. We've saved an emergency fund. We bought used cars in cash. We've been like saving like crazy. We don't do anything extravagant. We don't like go out to eat very often. Like, and we make a decent amount of money, and yet this still isn't possible for us, and it makes me really mad, which it's just hard to do everything the right way. It's hard to buy a house the right way. And I know we're doing the right thing doing this, but it sucks. And I'm also like, well, great, like when we're actually going to be ready to buy a house, it's going to be like, you know, $450 instead of $425. Like, so I don't know if we're going to even be able to keep up with the cost of rising houses or what that's going to look like. But all that to say, it's been a very disappointing day. I've cried a lot this evening. I'm upset that we don't get to have the house, but I'm even more upset that just now wasn't the time. Like, I feel like it'd be different. It was like, oh shoot, we didn't get this house, like we can find another one. But I'm just mad that now's not the time, and I don't know what we're gonna do. But I know that we're doing the right thing of like sticking to our budget and, you know, not trying to be frivolous in that, and really like buying a house is the biggest purchase we're ever going to make, and I want to do it the right way, and we just need to be patient. But it sucks being patient. I'm tired of being patient, quite honestly. So I don't know what's next for us in our house buying process, but we did not even get to put an offer on a house today, so pretty disappointed. We've kind of done a lot of research to see our choices, so I don't think that we are looking for advice right now, but I'm just sharing our journey and what we're going through. So I think that's about it for this vlog and for this stressful, weird day. So yes, unfortunately we're not buying a house, and I'm not sure when we're going to. So here's to another long bit of renting still. Gosh. So that's all I have for the vlog. If you enjoyed it, I don't know, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you are a homeowner, or if you diligently are trying to wait and save and being a renter for the time being. But and also don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and hopefully we'll share more about our actual house buying process whenever that time may be. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.